Hi, my name is Renay Graced Rodriguez, and I'm with the Stonewall Democratic Club. I'm currently the political VP, and I am also running to be the president of the club. We are a democratic organization who are advancing the rights of LGBTQ people in the Democratic Party. That has not always been a friendly party for us, and so we have to work very hard from the inside to make sure that our rights are secured. And so we're very happy to be here at Pride. We wish everyone a happy Pride. We're not looking for anybody to accept us. We're merely asking to be treated as equals in our society. We are all Americans, we are all patriots, and that's what we all deserve, is to be treated equally. So
When you say it hasn't always been that way, how do you mean?
well, there's been times, like I can give you the clearest example, that we've been fighting for gay marriage for a very long time. And what happened when Obama became president, there was a commitment that gay marriage would not be passed at a federal level so that they could secure the vote of the Southern Baptists in order to get Bill Clinton elected. So that they sold us out in order for us to be, and that was a shame, and that's part of what our activism stems from, is we want to make sure that that never happens to us again, because it's too easy right now in this climate, anti-trans climate, to sell out the trans community. Look at where you have the religious right saying that the LGB is divorcing itself from the TQ. That's not happening. We are a solid community. We will not give up on our trans brothers and sisters. We are here for them, and we will fight for them.
What do you mean your trans brothers and sisters? Isn't everyone part of a same solid movement?
Well, yes, we are. However, but one of the things that people are trying to do is they're trying to, there you go. What some people are trying to do is divide us as a community. That they think that being trans or drag is too controversial, so they want to segregate the community in that and divide the community that way. And this is the way we don't agree with that. The majority viewpoint is we are united, and we will stay united, and we will stand by each other and make sure that all of our rights are protected.
What is intersectionality about?
So intersectionality is having the understanding that it's not just the fact that you're LGBTQ, but also if you're a person of color, or you're a person who's disabled, or you're female, or if you belong to a religion that's maybe not favorable. That when you have that stacking of different identities together, the prejudice becomes more and more challenging, and more challenging between each other. Like historically, between the gay men's community, and the women's community, there's been that bit of a shift because they don't identify. It's like I don't relate to women very well because I'm a gay man. And women are then excluded from that circle because they don't necessarily relate as well. But those are awarenesses that have been increased over the years, and we've become a much more unified community. And that's very important, especially in this climate where we're trying to be put back in the closet. People are very happy to say, oh, we don't care if you're gay, just as long as we can't see you. And that's just not right. We have to be visible. We will be visible, and there's nothing wrong. What we've been telling people is this: if you think that your child, it's not that your child is too fragile to understand LGBTQ issues. It's that you are too bigoted to explain it to them.
Aren't there other Democrat involvements with the LGBT community, or is the Stonewall unique?
There's a lot of organizations involved with the Democratic Party. We're just one of many. There's many Democratic clubs like ours and that focus on LGBTQ issues. There's other Stonewall Clubs that are developed throughout the United States.
In other places, but what about here in Southern California?
And here in Southern California, it's basically the Stonewall Democratic Club that works with the party that's a registered Democratic Party.
What happened to create the schism between West Hollywood Pride and LA Pride that we have now, two Pride? You'd think that they'd split them up 6 months apart. They're only 6 days apart.
June is generally the month that we celebrate Pride. And so we're all trying to find space within that month because historically that's when we do celebrate. So I think that's probably more and more people are wanting to participate and create environments and have different goals. And because of the different goals that they have, they want to be able to accomplish different things. So they want to have a different event, and different people are in charge. And that's how it is. The more people, the more chefs in the kitchen, the more dishes you're going to make.
Were you at both? Were you at both?
I have gone to both, exactly.
This year?
Yes.
Did you have a booth last week?
Our club did, but I didn't stay at the booth for very long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
And how does this compare to that?
It's fabulous. I mean, there are so many young people, so many a rich diversity of people that are here, and it's always so wonderful to see the number of allies that we have. We have plenty of allies who are here, who are supporting our community, and they stand with us. So it's a beautiful thing to see.
One other thing on that notion of intersectionality. What if someone feels Democrat and progressive, but they have a different opinion on a particular issue? Is there pressure for them to conform because they may be an LGBTQ?
Well, let's talk about the nature of politics, because politics is almost like a chess game, isn't it? It's about the consolidation of power and how we acquire power to get into elected office. And people have different opinions, and depending on where the majority is, that what tends to get elected into office, what's popular. And so even though somebody might have a different opinion, you have human beings that have different skill sets, and not all of them have the skill set to be accepting and tolerant of people who have different opinions. I'd like to think that I'm very objective and open-minded to hear and listen to what other people think about things and let them to have a different perspective, and it's perfectly okay.
The issue that I'm thinking about is for traditionally the Democrat Party and people who consider themselves Democrats have been supportive of the state of Israel. But lately, it seems that Israel has come, and if someone supports Israel, then they're kind of out of step with the entire LGBTQ intersectional movement.
Well, I don't know that that's necessarily true, because my experience is a little bit different. I am a lifetime member of DFI, but at the same time I recognize the atrocities being committed against the Palestinian people. It's a very complex issue. Just like Israel has its own schisms of people who are progressive and not progressive, in the United States we have the same problem here. And so while there are those that are much more sympathetic to the Palestinian people, there are those that are not. And so we have to find a way to come together so that we can. The most important thing is that we preserve human life, that we protect ourselves, that we're able to live as a community and support each other instead of having all this infighting. And I don't know the answer to solve that problem, but I do know this, is that if we can't give up trying.
But has that become part of the party platform, this notion of anti-Israelism?
Say that again?
Has anti-Israelism become part of the progressive party platform in your view?
Well, here's the thing, from what I can see, I am a member of the Progressive Caucus, and there are those that lean more heavily towards wanting to do more for Palestine and are against some of the policies of Israel. And there are others that feel separately. So there's no real unity behind what's being felt. I think that most of us, especially someone who's like me, I'm not a stakeholder in the sense that I'm not Jewish, I'm not Palestinian. I have concern for both sides of that issue, but I'm not educated and experienced enough to really understand the conflict to a degree. So I don't support anything negative going against either side, really. I support both sides trying to find a peaceful solution. If I might point out also that there's an organization in Israel called Women Wage Peace, which I'm a member of and I support financially. And what it is, it's a group of Israeli and Palestinian women who are coming together to stop the violence. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter ideologically where we stand. What matters is that people are getting hurt, they're dying, they're losing their homes, and that's got to stop somehow.
Again, are people who are members of the party, are they pressured to adopt all the attitudes, let's say the attitudes that you as a leader have, or that the party, members of the party have? Is there pressure, for example, to squeeze certain people aside?
I've never felt that way in this party. You know, there are people, like I said, that are very vocal and adamant about their position. And some people might interpret that as pressure, but I've never been sanctioned for not going with the crowd. It's like I've always been able to have my own opinion and express it and felt protected within the party itself. You know, I know there's going to be people, but that's like any club you belong to. There's going to be people that like you and don't like you. And that's what the Democratic Party is, a big, big party. So there's a lot of different emotions and feelings that go on. And now the most important thing is, how do we come together to work together to find solutions to the problems that we can? Thank you.